Welcome back, Tamers. It's time for the King's Court. I'm your host, the lovable, the great, Michael. I know trying to have a little ego is funny, but thought this would be a good idea for a video. So I was sent a post by channel member Cbit that someone had made a tier list on level 5s, or at least Cyborg Machine level 5 Digimon tier list for use in Machinedramon. And since I classify myself as a Machinedramon mechanic, hey, this is episode 2 by the way, I thought it'd be a good idea to talk about this, give my input, and overall how I feel about this list. I did actually ask the person could I use the list. Here is my interaction with them. Pretty good. He did want me to note that they did want me to note, however, Pipa Reiji 1. Thank you for of course. And just know that this is based on their opinion and not results, though I'm pretty sure if they wanted to put some results out there, they're probably fighting the good fight to let know that Machinedramon is the perfect cyborg. Anyway, before we get started about talking about the tier list, about everything that we were talking about, I will first off note a few things. First off, obviously, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications, so you know when we upload, I would say consistently. Also, make sure to check out our social medias. Link will be down below in the description. Also, this post will be down below in the description box as well if you want to see it for yourself. Of course, keep all comments, even on this, you don't have to be comments on the video and even on this list, constructive, we got to build up, not break down. Machinedramon is already girders enough as it is. And by the way, if you don't know, girders is the very dumb way of saying Machinedramon breaks, which it does, unfortunately. Also, if you want to see Isaac, channel member Isaac, do a version of this with, say, with Agumon and Metal Greymon and Greymon inheritables, leave that down below, Or if there's a tier list you want to see us do, we'll get right back to you on that one. Alrighty. Let me get a little sip of my drink. So, instead of just clicking on this, I opened up the picture in a different tab. So, in the S tier, so I'm assuming the way it works, E tier are great, are okay, not that great, probably not important enough to put underneath. D tier are pretty good, not as important. B tiers are we're starting to get, you want to have these underneath, they're pretty important. A tier, I would say, are like, you'll want them very well. Do you want them extremely? A tier, pretty much these are the guaranteed one of the slots you want. And then S tier, you have to have these underneath. This is the way I interpret it. If you see Locomon here twice, which it is, right here and right here, this is for a combo, I'm pretty sure. If you don't have, I'm assuming if you don't have Locomon with this Metal Greymon, which I'll get to why you do that, Locomon by itself is right here. If you do have it with this Metal Greymon, though, it's up here. Make sense? Alright, so let's go on into DigimonCard.dev, where I decided to have some honorable mention of level 5s. First off, if you don't know, this is BT11 Machinedramon. It will get you one Cyborg or Machine Digimon that you can tuck underneath. BT EX1 Machinedramon. Everyone loves this card. Chaosdramon and Chaos X. So, Mock Galgamon. The reason it's here. So, when Digivolving bounce, you don't care about that effect. And the effect you do care about is that while your opponent has 8 or more cards in hand, you can unsuspend this Digimon. And the way you'll get it underneath is thanks to this Megadramon right here, BT11 Machinedramon, and Chaos X. Machinedramon and Chaosdramon cannot put it underneath because it is not a red or a black. Metatyrannamon, even though we are running, and if you saw the tier list, you saw Metal Mamimon and Andromon were both here. Not here. In the most, at least what I feel, the current build of Machinedramon, some of your rookies and your champions already give reboot, so having this inheritable isn't as needed in my opinion. It is needed, but now that you have it on your rookies and your champions, you don't particularly need it on your ultimates as well. Same can be said about Megadramon, but we do need blocker. You do have it thanks to your tamer Marvin Jackson, so it's not as needed. And this Gigadramon has jamming, but again, Marvin will give us jamming, and it gives reboot. So these are honorable mentions. I don't think you have to run these. If you're running them in your deck, perfectly acceptable. It's a perfectly good engine. But if you're not, you can get away with it. Alright, so at the top of S tier, if we were looking back here, is this Machinedramon. Now, why is this Machinedramon so good? Well, first off, it's when Digivolving are on play. You look at the top 3 cards. Yeah, there you go. On play when Digivolving, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Among them, place one Machine, Cyborg, or SOC trait in this card's source. Add one such card and trash the rest. And then your Inheritable is the one we really love. When attacked, de-Digivolve once per turn. So, this Machinedramon can get you a level 6. It can get you something underneath, and it can set your trash up. The only thing it doesn't do is slice and dice and do your homework, but I'm pretty sure they'll eventually find a way to do it as well. So this is really good. The reason I'm starting with this card first is so that you know how the power creep is going to go, how you know we're going to have it. Honestly, I feel this is probably the best inheritable because this lets us get over cards. It lets us get over bigger stacks like Black or Gray X if they don't have the Metagramon X protection. We can get over aces. And now we don't have a problem getting over aces anyway. But being able to de-Digivolve the ace down and get that overflow, top tier. Alrighty then. So we go all the way down. And the bottom we have Loader Leo and Datamon. Datamon is a little bit better. I did not move it. I can actually just let me. Boop. Okay. So why are Loader Leo and Datamon even on this tier list? Well, if I had to guess, because I forgot to ask this guy, I did not do the best research. Simply put, their play cost 6s, and they're 2 cost to Digivolve. Meaning, if you're running champions like say Numamon or Tankmon, where it's a 1 cost to Digivolve, you're already going level 6, probably off of turn 2, turn 3 if anything. So really early. And if your opponent drops a memory set or plays something for 3, you can drop this down and put them at 3, and as long as they really didn't expect you to drop something like that, it's fine. And since Datamon also has the effect, it can't be deleted by your opponent's effects. They either gotta bounce it or they gotta swing at it, which means you're dedicating a resource to get rid of it. And of course, to me, that's pretty optimal. Next is the EX3 or EX4 Metagramon. It has blocker, which is really good early, and it gives blocker. But thanks to Marvin Jackson, this isn't needed as much. But I would say you still want the blocker inheritable for matchups that are very early aggressive, such as, say, Hunters. Hunter is still very aggressive early on, but you don't want enough Tamers on field to where then you get underneath by Superior mode. But having the ability to then block attacks early enough is really good. The same can be said, of course, with Andromon. Andromon gives blocker. As long as you have the machine trait, which most of your stuff, which all your level 6s do, so it's not like it's a problem. Now, if you look at the when Digivolving, you add a level 6 if you see it. I cannot tell you how many times I have actually milled Analog Man off this card effect, so or a Marvin or another piece we could use. Which is why I see it lower, but you put Metal Mamimon, so honestly, your ultimate lineup usually Digivolving is pretty fine. Andromon is a Digivolving and a reboot, so this is pretty good, honestly, as a Digivolution source. And can help you get over things. Excuse me. Next, we have this Gigadramon from BT15. You look top 4, you play it down. So if you're using Supreme Connection, which I hope you are if you're playing this, actually with Supreme Connection, this is free, or is it 3 cost? You look top 4, add 2 level 6 or higher cards, and put the rest at the bottom. And then by deleting one of your Digimon, you play a Dark Master's trait. Unfortunately, if you take a look at our Machinedramons up here, unfortunately. And here as well. Yeah, none of these Digimon, none of our level 6s have the Dark Master trait. So, this guy doesn't help us for its effect. It gives Reboot, which is really good. And even then, the On Play is what's probably the best part of this effect. I mean, and you also do bottom deck stuff, so if you don't see certain cards, this is really good. I would probably play this at 1 in my build, but I can see why this is lower. And as you can guess, as we go up till we get to the level 6s, these are going to get gradually better and better, obviously. So Gigadramon's good, especially off of Supreme Connection. Same with this Megadramon and same with this Gigadramon. Both are play cost 6s. You're going to notice that's probably one of the best things about these, is if you consider Supreme Connection, here we got another play cost 6 up here, here, play cost 4 here, and play cost 5 here. So, remember, Supreme Connection, when you play a level 5 or higher machine, Cyborg or Machine Digimon, you reduce the cost by 3. So this is a 3 cost, 3 cost, 3 cost, 3, 1, 2, all that. So it's really good. This lets you net a level 6 pretty quickly. Of course, we'll get to that when we get to it. So Gigadramon is when you attack, once per turn, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 5k DP or less. This can help you get rid of champions that are sitting on the field. And depending on matchups, if you're playing against, say, anything where, oh, I have a champion on the field. Why is that? They're going to blast you. They're going to straight up just blast Digivolve. Against Yellow Vaccine, the non-Magnamon X version, having this available will basically allow you to get rid of their level 4, which is very nice. This gives you plus 2k DP during your opponent's turn. Sorry, that was my dog. So I'm going to be upfront. This card, plus, where are you, my friend? Oh, there you are. Well, you have a suspended tamer in play. This Digimon gets 2k DP during all turns. Now, a reason I'm going to jump back and forth is because I got to explain what I think of this. So, I used to play both of these in my Machinedramon build. If you notice recently, I don't. And that is because I was getting very sick and tired, to put it bluntly, of a certain player of my locals. I don't know who. I think he plays Dorbic or something like that. You know who you are. Who plays Gallant in the build and decides, and pretty much plays it, and then nets me 2 destructions I have to waste of protection because my DP was high enough for Gallantmon to delete on play and then on swing. Not fun. Not fun. Oh, speak of the devil. Anyway. But that's why I cut these out. Though moving forward, we might have to put these back in. Due to now DP being much more, a lot of priority, but being able to handle certain effects that are coming up. Such as Magnamon X being able to be pretty huge, and Blackboard Greymon being huge as well. Now, Rise Greymon. Rise is really good. Depending on your base, you're really not getting into it. But it's inheritable. When attacking, as long as you have a tamer, doesn't have to be a red tamer, just as a tamer, you get minus 2k DP. So this combines with this to where now you can get rid of you get pretty much rid of 7k. Because you'll give minus DP here with this. See, minus 2k DP. And then you give them and then you pop it. Which, if you're then playing this War Growlmon, when you delete an opponent's Digimon, you get Secure Attack +1. Now, I do not know if deleting in battle would it combo with the piercing from this Machinedramon? By the way, how you doing? This is what it does. If you have Machinedramon, you gain piercing. So I don't know off the top of my head. If you guys know, let me down below. If you get the security attack +1 when you delete the Digimon in battle, I don't know. Volcanomon is nice. The problem is Volcanomon is a very situational security attack +1. Because it does state where your opponent has an unsuspended Digimon. Which is fine if it wasn't for sometimes certain matchups, either they don't have any, or older Digimon are suspended, so you don't get the check. So, by the way, on an unrelated note, I love this artwork. You know, two guys trying to play TCG, and you have that one person in the background being loud as hell, probably playing some music that people don't want to listen to at the time, but he's playing it, and no one's telling him anything because they don't want to cause a scene. Let me know if that happens to at your locals if you've ever had that happen to you. I know I have. By the way, if you see these artworks, just note I'm picking a lot of the alt-arts because I think they look nice. So this Machinedramon is when your opponent's Digimon is deleted, you gain a memory. On play, if you have a Tamer in play, you gain 2 memory. So combining this with Supreme Connection, which already makes this a 4 cost, you play this, it's a 2. As long as you have a Tamer on the field. Pretty good, and I'm going to be mentioning cards when you play them together, because that's kind of how we want to do things. Multicolor! Also treated as black. I guess technically the first multicolor cards. And then this gives 2k DP during your turn. Thanks to Magnamon X and cards that we need to get over, having the effect to gain DP, at first I didn't think it was as important, but now I do feel it's very important to have. I feel it's becoming a little more important as days go on, so having it, really good. Excuse me. Cyborg from EX2. Being able to play a Rio, very good. 10k on a ultimate is pretty good if you're digivolving in the back. This means you can get over most things, especially in the ultimate level, and then going into your megas. Now, why do I like this card so much? You guys don't know, Cybertron is one of my favorites. It's for its inheritable. When attacking, as long as you have 2 or more black Tamers in play, you can de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. Remember how I mentioned that the Megadramon had a very good effect because of de-digivolving? Same thing, but the Megadramon is unconditional, where this is conditional on your Tamer count. And sometimes you don't see your Tamers. Realistically, sometimes you don't see them, and that can be a pain, but if you do see them, pretty good. If you don't, then you don't get the de-digivolve, but that's why we're playing. I would play this at 1. Alright, Machinedramon Ace. So, why is this here? It doesn't give an inheritable, and overflow, so if you lose sources or you have to protect yourself, you're losing memory. Why is this here? At first, even I thought it was very weird that it was here, because, again, no inheritable. The complaints I hear, I hear the complaints in the background. Boo this man! What are the reasoning? And, I went back to the tweet, and I scrolled down, and someone brought up a good point. Why is Machinedramon here? He seems like a hindrance, and then a benefit. And, explains, Machinedramon Ace has an excellent appearance cost of 4, play cost. It's true that you don't want to put in the sources, but being able to evolve Chaosdramon immediately after the appearance is S rank. And, yeah, it's really good. Yeah, when I hear that reasoning, it's fine. Like, I didn't think of that. And that's why I like listening and getting resources from other people, because if I don't think of something, I'm pretty sure someone else does. Someone else has this opinion that's really good, and I want to hear it. BT11 Machinedramon. The on-player when digivolving, okay. Again, Ultimate Connection makes this a 5 cost. Just note, if you have Supreme Connection, every Digimon on here will be cheaper, but negligibly so. Negligibly so. God, that word is hard to say sometimes. Anyway, all turns when this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle, trash top card of your opponent's security stack. Being able to basically get rid of bombs if you need be, pretty good. Another security attack +1 blocker, Digiball for 4, kind of rough, but hey, it works. And security attack +1, unconditionally. Can't argue it. Another security attack +1, but if you have machine, which I don't know if you guys noticed this. Machine. 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 Machine / antibody. So we're always going to have that security attack +1 live. Machinedramon, another unconditional security attack +1, but with being a blocker. Alright, so if you guys watched my last profile, you guys know I was extremely excited for this Rapidmon. Did you have something? Very good. And being able to trash another security combined with this guy, Machinedramon. This is the alt art for the Machinedramon from BT8, but it is the dual color Machinedramon. If you played against enough Blackboard Greymon, you know what Machinedramon this is at this point. So, your effect to de-evolve and then pop a 3K, pretty good. Honestly, it will get you a lot more games than you think it will. And then your turn where you have Dragonkin or Machine, you can also attack your opponents unsuspended. Now, I will probably play one of this. Still want it, but I'll probably play one of this moving into BT17 because of this guy. BT17 Locomon. We don't have it here yet. God, can you imagine when we do? Now, I know what you're thinking. Why is this card so good? So, your turn, inherit effect. While this card, Digimon has the machine trait, it gains collision. Alright, I know what you're thinking. Michael, what is collision? Also, how are you so knowledgeable on Machinedramon? I'm not that knowledgeable, but thank you for the compliment. So collision is when you attack, all your opponent's Digimon gain blocker, and they have to block for able. Now then, this does get around cards because this does affect your opponent. Not necessarily you. So, yeah. So your Machinedramon matchup. So because all your opponent's Digimon become blockers now, you don't have to really worry about attacking unsuspended, though you might want it. Now, I will put a note here. If we look at the tier list, this Locomon appears down here in D tier. But I have it all the way up here. But it's also all the way up here. Why? And it's because of this guy right here, this Machinedramon. Why? Sorry, something got my throat. So your turn, well, when this Digimon is blocked, gain 3 memory. Turns all your opponent's Digimon into blocker, and gain 3 when blocked. Combined with trashing. And you can see the combos that appear because of these two cards together. What can I say? We love having access to very stupid combos. Machinedramon. Being able to pop a play cost 5 or less. One of the harder matchups, at least for me, that's a 50-50, is Shine Greymon. Sometimes they get their pieces way faster than you do. Sometimes you don't even see your pieces, and you just lose outright. If you remember, there is a Shine Greymon matchup on the channel, and I lost. I will admit, I got trounced. Not even gonna front it. But being able to delete play cost 5s, i.e. a certain time Marcus, especially if your opponent has the Shine Greymon that plays a Marcus as a blocker, you can pop it, because we do a play cost, not level. Marcus does not have a level, therefore it's only deal with play cost. Same with DP deletion. Also, just note this can get rid of a lot of aces, because if their play cost 4, it gets rid of them. Machinedramon. this is usually your key to getting through the Hunters matchup. Why? You pop a play cost 3 Digimon or Tamer. So the way you play this is so you have to then delete their Tamers if you can. This is probably one of the best inheritables for the game. Delete their Tamers, and if they only have Togru, the most their bottom deck they're tucking is a level 4. Level 5. You want to basically make sure they never get the 3 Tamers on board. You want to make sure they never have the 3 different colored Tamers. That is my recommendation for the Hunters matchup. As this also does it on when Digivolving, pretty good. I can't wait till this gets an alt art if it ever does. Needs one. Cyborg when Digivolving. So you're able to blast, which is pretty good. This is 8k. 2 costs with Supreme Connection. On player, when Digivolving, you reveal top 5 cards of your deck. Play a black Tamer, cost 4 or less among them without paying the cost. Return to the rest of the top or bottom, then you have a Tamer Digivolve. So, this gives us the Machinedramon effect, but instead of adding Analog Man, you get to play it, which... So, let's look at this. Look top 5 with Supreme Connection, grab this, next turn, pop Supreme Connection, play this for 2, and get your Analog Man out. So for 1 card, I get my Analog Man, which means I start my engine, and then I just go into either a Machinedramon or a Chaosdramon. Sounds pretty good to me. And then inheritable, when attacking Digivolve 1. Again, we love getting over cards, so that's why it's here. We already mentioned you, how good you are. You're very good. And the last one to mention is the Metal Greymon from Secret Rare from the first set. Gain 3k DP when you attack. So, or excuse me, security attack. It's a 3k DP during your turn. Now, I do want to mention, so one time I was playing against channel friend Cbit, channel member Cbit. He was playing, I believe it was Dorugoromon, way back when I was playing one of my older builds of Chaosdramon. I went into Chaosdramon and swung. He then decided that he had no choice. During his next turn, he ultimate flared my Chaosdramon down. Actually, no, wait. The first thing I hit was ultimate flare, and this was the last card. Wait, no. He Digivolved me on his turn, went into this, and swung in for 3 checks at 9, and they all stuck. That's hilarious. That's hilarious that it actually worked, and it's a very rare scenario. Yeah, you lose 5 memory, but again, we're talking about the effect of the card that legitimately plays really well. So yeah, if you look at the tier list, which we're going to go back to right now, that's everything here. Like I said, you have your honorable mentions, these 4. If there are any more I can put in, I will. If you guys want to see my own tier list of what we either have available right now or what I would say in the game states, let me know. But I agree with it, but going back to this, I agree with this tier list. 95%. I feel like Blocker and Heritable should be up more just because of certain matchups, but also because of other matchups, I understand why it's not as needed. This combo is dirty, so it's pretty good. And again, Marvin Jackson means that inheritables aren't as important. And early Digivolution and play cost are also very good, which is why these are here. So, I can agree with that. Makes me very happy to hear. Makes me happy to know that how much love and respect and tinkering Machinedramon gets, as it is my favorite Digimon. Spoiler to a video we're going to be doing later to celebrate Digimon's 25th anniversary of a favorite Digimon list. Or at least a favorite Digimon video. Spoiler to that, I just had to do it. I'm so excited. Because this guy is still my favorite Digimon in the entire franchise. Because he looks like a big robot, which he is. It gives me some Q-Rex vibes from Power Rangers Time Force. Gives me Mechagodzilla vibes, and I love myself some Daikaijus. So with that being said, guys, I thank you so much for sticking with me for this a little bit longer video that isn't a gameplay. Remember to give your opinions in the comment section below. Remember, of course, to keep everything constructive. We want to build the community, build up, not break down, you know what I'm saying? We don't want to break the walls down. And, you know, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed your day. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.